One question you may choose not to answer also. What we Indians are discussing after Pahalgam attack, India should retaliate like Israel did.
So I feel, like I said before, that India knows what's best for India. And I trust the Indian government to assess what it needs to do and to choose the right course of action to make sure that its citizens are safe.
Yes. In brief, can you explain us again, of course, the previously also Consul General has explained, what happened on 7th of October 2023 to Israel?
So on the morning of October 7th, I can tell you my personal story as well. I woke up at about, just naturally woke up at about 6:45 in the morning, checked my phone, as most people do, grabbed my phone, and suddenly I saw that there were missiles fired into the south part of Israel. Now this had been happening on and off for the past 10 years or so. And I just thought it would be another day. I was thinking, oh no, not another day of missiles, but I just thought it would be another day like that. And then suddenly the sirens went off in Jerusalem. First I saw that there were sirens in Tel Aviv, which is very rare. But then I lived in Jerusalem, and then sirens went off in Jerusalem. We suddenly heard the sirens, and sirens mean that we have to run to the safe room because there are rockets being fired at us. And this was really shocking, because to have rockets in Jerusalem is something very, very rare. That's when I understood. I have children. I grabbed my children, actually physically pulled them out of bed and ran with them to the safe room. And that's when I realized that something very big was happening. And slowly we discovered that basically Hamas had for years been preparing to invade Israel, and they came in by just pulled down the wall and came thousands and thousands of terrorists drugged, on drugs, so that they would be able to enhance their capabilities. Went into houses, shot anybody who was there, children, old people, anybody who was in their way, and then kidnapped, of course, many of them as well. And this was something that, and they also got to the Nova party, which you mentioned. These kids were dancing all night, and
378 people were killed there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so that was something that, and I think that during the day we were seeing pictures of the jeeps coming in with the terrorists inside them. We couldn't believe what we were seeing.
Machine guns mounted on them.
Yeah. Exactly. We couldn't believe what we were seeing, and it took us some time to sort of recuperate the army. It took it a little bit of time to sort of get itself together, and of course it was stopped, but it was stopped a little bit too late, and we lost many people that day. Really, in stories that you hear the stories, and I can't even describe. Each story is like a book or a movie that you think is unbelievable, and there are hundreds of stories like this.
Yes.
And you hear some of them, and you're shocked at the how mean these people could be, how much evil there is in the world. Nobody who knew that people could be so evil. How can you hurt babies like that? How can you kill a mother in front of her children? How can you kill children in front of their parents? And physically hurt and torture people and kidnap children. I think I was the most difficult for me was realizing that there was so much evil in the world and so close to me, and that's something that has stayed with me since then, and it's very hard to live with, knowing that such evil exists.
Yeah, even today those kibbutz and burnt houses and charred cars tell the story.
Yeah.
How horrible was 7th of October 2023 was.
I personally, in my previous role in Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I headed delegations. I was taking delegations of families of the hostages who were traveling around the world, trying to tell the stories to different world leaders, and trying to explain the situation to different world leaders to get their support and try to do what they can to set the hostages free. And you hear these are people who themselves suffered the attack. Who were closed in rooms, who had gunmen around them, who were hiding under beds. These are the ones who were survived and who weren't kidnapped. Those are the ones, but they had to then finish that traumatic situation and are now in the fight of their lives to try and save the people, their loved ones who were kidnapped. So think of a mother who had to protect her child and who was hiding under a bed, holding a child and wishing that the child wasn't killed. In the meantime, having her son shot dead and her husband kidnapped. And now, after this event, she can't even relax and heal herself from her trauma, she has to now try and get her son or her husband back from the hostage. She has to keep fighting to have them set free. So this is a situation that we're facing. It's something.
So 59 families are still in trauma.
59
still
families.
Praying that their loved one come.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes. So we have gone through the same things. We have the same experiences. I strongly feel that there should be a real-time intelligence sharing between India and Israel, experience sharing between India and Israel, and defending our own countries. What has been your experience? What has been our experience?
Yeah. So I'm sure, I mean, intelligence and experience sharing is something that's happening all the time. And of course, we can't talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Being intelligence with nothing.
No, that is just my hope.
Yeah, no, but I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure that there's cooperation going on, and of course, knowledge sharing is something that we do. And again, I just wish that we could do it in other fields and not have to deal with it on the terrorist front.
So let's wish best for each other, and
absolutely.
let's wish for the better days to come.
Absolutely.
What do you have to say?
Absolutely. Pray for that, yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, Ms. Orley, for being here and talking to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
ಇದು ಏಷ್ಯಾನೆಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತಿ.
ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಏಷ್ಯಾನೆಟ್ ಸುವರ್ಣ ನ್ಯೂಸ್.